Hey guys, Leah here, and big news from the Stewart household. Today we announced that I will be back in the driver's seat of the Dodge Direct Connection Top Fuel Dragster in the 2026 season. And of course, Tony has got my back.
Of course I do, I always do.
September 9th, 2025. A day that may go down as one of the most emotional and powerful moments in modern NHRA history. Leah Pruett, a powerhouse in top fuel drag racing and a fan favorite for over a decade, made it official. She's coming back to the sport in 2026. And not just casually returning, she's strapping back into the driver's seat of the Dodge Direct Connection Top Fuel Dragster with her eyes set on a championship. With her baby in her arms and her husband Tony Stewart by her side, the announcement wasn't just about racing. It was about life, balance, and unfinished business. Leah's return is more than a comeback. It's the continuation of a career that was just hitting its peak when she stepped away. Back in 2023, she had what many considered a breakout season. She finished third in the top fuel standings, a personal best after more than a decade of grinding it out in one of the most intense forms of motorsport. That year, she showed consistency, maturity, and race-winning pace. With 12 career wins already under her belt, it seemed like a top fuel championship wasn't a question of if, but when. But in the off-season, Leah made a decision that stunned many in the racing world. She announced that she'd be stepping away from racing for the entire 2024 season. The reason? To start a family. Behind that decision, however, was a complex set of personal and medical challenges. Leah had been diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disorder that attacks the thyroid and can make everything from energy levels to fertility a daily battle. She opened up about her struggles and explained that as a female driver, the window for motherhood and the window for competition often don't align. And after talking it over with Tony and her doctors, she knew it was now or never. In November 2024, right around the NHRA season finale in Pomona, Leah gave birth to their son Dominic. And with that, a new chapter began. But someone still needed to drive the team's top fuel car while she was away. And in a plot twist no one could have predicted a few years earlier, that person ended up being Tony Stewart himself. Now, let's be clear. Tony wasn't exactly a stranger to drag racing at this point. In 2023, he had already run a full NHRA season in the top alcohol dragster class and came just 21 points shy of a championship. That would have made him the first driver in history to win titles in NASCAR, IndyCar, and NHRA. He didn't get it that year, but he proved to everyone, and to himself, that he belonged on the drag strip just as much as he did on ovals or road courses. So, when Leah stepped out of the seat, Tony stepped in. In 2024, he made his debut in Top Fuel, NHRA's premier category, and the expectations were modest. Even Tony himself joked that his goal was simple: don't suck, don't crash, and don't get fired by his wife. But what followed shocked everyone. Stewart had a remarkably solid rookie year, finishing 9th in the standings and picking up NHRA Rookie of the Year honors. For a guy just keeping the seat warm, he was more than impressive. He was competitive. But 2025, that's where Tony turned from substitute driver into legitimate title threat. Through the first half of the season, he collected wins at the 4-Wide Nationals in Las Vegas and the Route 66 Nationals in Joliet. He made 10 final round appearances, a number that would be considered elite even for a veteran. And at the U.S. Nationals in Indianapolis, the crown jewel of the NHRA season, Tony clinched the regular season championship heading into the countdown to the championship. With the playoffs looming, Stewart found himself leading the points and on the verge of making history as the first driver to ever win national championships in all 3 major American motorsports: NASCAR, IndyCar, and NHRA. Meanwhile, Leah wasn't just watching from the sidelines. She remained deeply involved in Tony Stewart racing, working closely with the crew, staying engaged on the marketing side, and helping with technical decisions behind the scenes. She kept her finger on the pulse of the sport, even as she navigated the life-changing experience of becoming a new mother. Earlier in 2025, she quietly completed a test session at Virginia Motorsports Park. That test told her everything she needed to know. The fire was still there, the passion, the control, the desire. Everything clicked, and that's when she knew it was time to come back. According to sources close to the team, the plan for Leah's return had been in motion since the Winter Nationals in March, but the timing of the announcement was strategic. They waited until after Tony's regular season title was secure. Then, with their son Dominic approaching his first birthday, Leah made it public. She was officially returning to Top Fuel in 2026. This return isn't just exciting, it's symbolic. When Tony Stewart launched his NHRA program in 2021, it was built around Leah. She was the cornerstone of the team's drag racing effort. Bringing her back into the seat is like restoring the foundation. It brings things full circle, but it also opens a massive question. What happens to Tony? As of now, there are no confirmed plans for him in 2026. And realistically, Tony Stewart Racing doesn't have the resources to run 3 full-time cars. The team is already fielding Matt Hagan's funny car, a 4-time champion who just signed a multi-year extension, and they're fully committed to Leah's return. Unless a major new sponsor steps in, it's unlikely we'll see both Tony and Leah running full-time Top Fuel entries under the same banner. That said, Tony's not done racing. He's been open about the fact that he has the itch. And after being a spectator for so many years before joining NHRA, he knows he wants to stay behind the wheel of something. Rumors have already begun circulating about possible rides with other teams, one-off appearances, or even a part-time schedule. And fans are already dreaming about the possibility of a Tony versus Leah showdown on the starting line. Both drivers have said they'd be open to it, competitively at least. Tony joked that if they ever race head-to-head, they'd try to rip each other's heads off at the line, and then hug it out afterward to see who gets the couch that night. It's all part of what makes this story so unique. It's not just about stats or trophies. It's about 2 elite racers navigating marriage, family, business, and competition at the highest level. It's about rewriting the narrative around motherhood in motorsports. And it's about proving that taking a step back doesn't mean giving up. It can mean setting the stage for an even bigger leap forward. For Leah, 2026 isn't just a comeback. It's a mission. She's already proven she can win. She's already proven she can run with the best. Now, after nearly 2 years away from the cockpit, she's returning with more perspective, more drive, and more motivation than ever. With the full support of her team, her fans, and her family, Leah Pruett is once again a Top Fuel driver, and the rest of the field better be ready, because she's coming back faster, sharper, and more determined than ever. As for what happens next, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the 2026 NHRA season just got a whole lot more interesting.